What's up, everybody? Welcome to Flagrant. Al is converted to MAGA. Look at the pants. You are such a grifter, bro. You got a little love from the hunting community, and now he's like, oh, okay, let me ride this shit out. I'm trying to go to, what is it, Honky Tonk Coachella? What is that shit called? Stagecoach. Yeah. Okay, obviously we got to react to the Trump interview. My reaction is Trump is winning by a landslide.
Okay.
It's not close anymore. Is that the energy y'all felt?
You're a prisoner of the moment.
Yeah, you really are.
We know that about me.
Right.
We know that about me.
Before Trump came on, you're like, yeah, it could go either way. It's very close.
No, before he came on, I was like, he don't got a chance. I was like, he's coming on here. He got to be down bad. He got to be down. I mean, no, we're the best. He got to be down bad. And then after the interview, obviously we saw the reaction.
And you got 20 or 25 text messages, and you were like, this guy's winning.
Yo, listen, it wasn't the 20 to 25 text messages. You know what it was? It was the looks on the street.
Oh, really?
The looks on the street I was getting, it was like, you know when like someone who's trying to sell you drugs, like they give you this like nod? Like a person you don't know, like a person on the street.
Yeah.
Right? They go, you would know.
He's the only one that agreed.
Y'all had no clue how to buy drugs in the street. And I was like, I know that nod. I used to give that to people all the time. So they give you this nod like, yo, like I got what you need.
Yeah.
That's all I've been getting for the last week.
What a different racial reality we live in. Because I've been getting looks like,
Wow, that's so interesting. So you guys have had a
I
different
lost
reaction.
10,000 followers on Instagram. Anybody
Well,
else?
Akash is dumbass. We're doing the Patreon, and he's like, I've just been getting so much hate in the past couple hours.
Yeah.
And we're like, why? He's like, well, I posted a picture of me endorsing Donald Trump.
I didn't endorse it. I said the podcast episode is live.
You posted a selfie with him.
I had a thumbs up.
He couldn't believe that people were upset about it.
He had the thumbs up, but I wasn't that tempted to be like,
just out of
because
curiosity.
it's so fun next to him.
Hold on. Just out of curiosity, you're surprised that there was a negative reaction to you posting a picture with the most divisive human being on the planet.
I'm smiling, hand in hand.
Yeah. He didn't post like a clip where he was asking a question or nothing.
No.
You just did the fanboy pic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're not taking
posted a
a picture
picture
with Travis Scott. It's
I
Donald
posted a
Trump.
picture with Kamala. No
Yeah.
question.
Oh, don't do that, please.
I absolutely
Don't
would.
do the I have black friends thing that every podcast is doing
has
before the
one.
interview.
Yeah.
Friends?
Yeah. I have one.
Work colleagues.
Yeah, I have one. He's not in this room, but I have one. You know what I mean?
No. That is a thing that I noticed that like pods, and we were intentional at not doing this, and there have been pods that like Call Her Daddy tried to do with Kamala, and what's it called? And I think Bustin' and the Boys did it when they had Trump on. Shout out to the Bustin' and the Boys. But essentially what you're trying to do is control the reaction.
Yeah.
So you're like almost like apologizing before you start.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that we said we're not doing on it
Yeah.
because there's nothing wrong with interviewing the Republican nominee for president who is already an
Or
ex-president.
posting a picture with him.
That's crazy,
That's
bro.
fucked up that you
That's
did that.
crazy.
Oh, you're a
Picture.
big MAGA guy.
Glaze.
Yeah.
Glaze.
You're a fascist bootlicker. That's
you
what you
really are. Fascist.
I'm sorry, I appreciate good comedy. Y'all don't.
No, you
One of us
are.
is a student of the game here.
Nah,
you're a
that
bad
was
guy.
worse than Andrew's haircut for the past year.
I did have a really
What
good
you did was
haircut.
more
I
racist.
did have a really
Your
good haircut.
skin looks amazing.
Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I was just
Like
about to
it's
shit on you. I was about to shit on you.
I felt it coming. I felt it coming.
Yeah, you deflected that.
I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he
No,
dissed me and I had something
That's-
locked
that's
and ready
the
to go.
podcast
And then he
intro.
just boom.
Podcast intro.
that was
Right.
smart.
Good, right?
That's why you do the
Smart.
podcast intro.
Honestly, Alex might win this election. I believe in Alex. So Al was not happy. When Trump called Alex bald, that was one of the most disrespectful things of the podcast.
Do you know how hard I have to bite my tongue to not say something
Within
back?
30 seconds, Al had whispered under his breath, yo, your ear don't look shot.
That was wild. That was a ballsy thing. I was shocked.
All Trump had to say was, you got great hair. Why you hiding it under that hat? And Al would be like, his ear damn near blown the fuck off. What, he get shot with a bazooka? That's crazy.
Nah.
How does he even hear us on the couch right now with that wound?
Son, I was gonna make a hair comment, but then that would have ended the interview right there.
Now,
And
Mark
I-
was
yeah.
nice with his hair comment.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
That
I
was
got
good.
one.
Yo, did you guys
Respect.
have any questions you want to ask him now?
I did have one.
You asked, buddy. They just sat there smelling them.
No, I was
I thought you
smelling
meant
them.
that you pussied out at it.
Yeah, dude, there's the amount of people that have asked me, like, yo, what did he smell like?
Yo,
Why is this
because
the
they
question?
say okay. So
Not
one
a
of these.
single person asked me that.
No, one of the.
No, Alex asked that about you.
Yeah.
One of the liberal talking points that's knocking Trump right now is that he's apparently like shitting himself, and
Oh, yeah.
and it's like
Okay, if that's a crime, lock me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about?
punch him in his stomach.
Right.
What?
I know
Punch him in his stomach.
We
Nah,
shit
he's a-
ourselves
he's a
sometimes.
dad, though.
You
I
can't
gotta-
shit yourself sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, Mark. What are you raising your hand for? Shifty. Solidarity? You shit yourself?
Oh, yeah, he shit himself too.
Yeah, if he eats
Yeah.
3 bites out of a hamburger, maybe.
Yeah, he can't
Who's
eat
allergic
beef.
to red meat?
You're the king
What
of
is
shitting
that?
yourself. You shit
I know,
yourself all
yeah,
the time.
come on.
I shit in toilets.
No.
Listen, why has this become a poop conversation? We're
Okay,
having
I'm sorry. You're right.
sophisticated
You're right.
political talk.
You're right.
The election is how many days away? 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta have we gotta be a serious podcast for the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We have to show. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Yo.
That's funny.
Okay. So. Well, yeah, the poop thing, that was one of the talking points, that he's like shitting himself. He doesn't smell bad at all. Also,
He's not 6'3".
He's shrinking.
Yeah,
He's old.
so definitely not 6'3".
Okay.
Yeah.
100%. What I will say is my dad is also 81, and he used to be 6'1", 6 feet, and he's shorter. I'll also say that he does not have dementia, or whatever the fuck they're saying.
He's sharp,
Oh, yeah,
dog.
no.
He's
Sharp
sharp.
as
He's
sharp.
He's sharp.
And I have a father with dementia. I saw the signs 30 years ago with my dad. Like I know
Oh,
maybe 20 years
okay.
ago. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like I am acutely aware of how they are, and zero sign of that. Not 6'3". You're right
I'd say
about that.
6'1".
Yeah, but also 80. So it's like
Yeah, you could've
you
shrunk.
start to maybe lose a few inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, questions that you guys really want to ask.
Well, I was going to ask, hey, have you seen Shane Gillis' amazing impression of you?
Bro, did you see Bussin' with the Boys do it?
Yeah. And he was like, I don't know who that is.
He's seen
and I
that
don't
shit.
like the impression.
He's seen that shit because they asked him. They're like, "Do you know who Shane Gillis is?" He goes, "No."
He's 1,000,000% seen.
Yeah. How do you not know? Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, he does this amazing impression with you," and then he kind of takes me and he goes, "I heard it's great." I know it's great. And then they move the fuck on.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask him. About the impression because I wanted there to be like a cool moment where he goes, "I've seen the impression. It's the best impression. It's great." Blah blah blah. He does like a Trump run on it, and then that'd be like a funny moment. And then I was asking his team. I was like, "Does he like impressions?" And this team was like, "Not a big fan of impressions. Not a big fan." So that's why
Yeah.
stayed away.
He dodged the bullet.
Yeah. Literally,
Yeah.
me and him both.
So, yeah.
I'm always going to ask, have you ever talked shit about someone then regretted it later?
Oh,
That was one that we had talked about because
Huh.
on the call that he does with RFK after he gets shot, he tells him, he's like, yeah, Biden called me and he was so nice and friendly and I was just talking shit about him. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
And it was like such a candid, honest moment. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he must do that all the time. But didn't ask.
Yeah.
Just thought about my hair. Just thought about 100 questions I should ask and then just sat there terrified.
it was tricky. Like, I told you guys this, but like in retrospect, what I wish that I did was I knew things you want to ask, at least one thing each, and then I lobbed it to you guys. But keep in mind, in this situation, they say you have an hour. You probably have around 45 minutes.
Yes.
We ended up going for an hour and a half because he was having a really fun time, and he basically. His team was telling us we got to wrap it up, and I would look at them, and then I would just look away.
Yeah.
They weren't going to walk into the interview. I had told Dove in the beginning of the thing. I go, Dove,
Yeah.
we are going to keep going until Donald Trump tells us this interview is over. Okay, he's the man in charge.
And you told us.
Dove is so smart. He could have sat on the side with the Trump team. Right? Okay, Vala wants credit for that. So Vala,
No, I was sitting with them.
Oh, you were sitting with them.
And
And they were
Vala's
talking to you.
texting me. I'm ignoring him
So
too.
and no, this is how sophisticated Dove is, right?
Right.
Watch this. He goes to the other side so they can't talk to him, and then he does this. Before we start, he goes, "Everybody, put your phone on airplane mode."
Oh.
Now, I didn't pick it up in the beginning, right?
Genius.
Airplane mode is, oh, you were texting me? I
They
didn't even
can't
see.
text him. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew they were texting
Wow.
the shit out of me. Love you guys, whoever was
But
helping and supportive.
Listen,
but,
we won the election for it is what it is. If you want to
yeah.
have a nice interview
Yeah.
with, Alexx Media is going to make sure you win the election. You're such a sellout to your people, dude.
You're
Yeah.
a sellout. I saw you in a Kamala ad 2 days ago.
How did
Yeah.
she use me in an ad?
I know, that's crazy.
You're shilling for the fucking liberals.
You know they paid me $50,000 for that.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
I got a licensing fee for
That's
that.
great.
Oh, you did.
$50,000.
That's awesome.
Now he's
What
Yeah,
are
no,
you,
you
what are you
just
going to do with that
fucking
money?
lied.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to donate to Donald J. Trump.
Now we're talking.
I'm donating it.
Yo,
No, go.
Couple things. I was very glad. I said this to you. I was like, I'm glad Schulz is the one leading this because the day before you said a lot of things that were helpful. One was about them telling us it's early. They were like, they're going to try to end it early. Nobody fucking look in their direction.
Yeah.
We are ignoring them. Donald Trump tells us when it's over.
He's the guy in charge. I listen to the president.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I like the team. Shout out their team. Shout out Alex and Jack. Thank you very much
And the
for
other thing
making
you
this
said
happen.
was 90% of the people are going to have their opinions formed before they listen to a second of the episode, and you're not going to change their minds.
Yeah.
So don't worry about asking for everybody else. Ask the questions you want to ask.
Yeah.
And I was really happy you said that. That was really...
Because the last thing you want to do is ask something that you don't believe in for somebody else and then have that also get rejected.
Yeah.
So now you're rejected for something you don't even believe in,
Yeah.
which is the worst thing. It's almost like on stage if you're pandering
Yeah, and then
and then the audience, you still bomb.
Yeah.
You're like, I double bombed.
And I use my finite time to ask questions I think they might want me to ask instead of questions
Just
I want to ask.
Ask the shit that you guys want to
Yeah,
ask.
and it's still hard. I wish you guys. It's just hard. He can go.
So-
and you're trying so hard to get your question in, and it's just it's a tough thing.
We do the pod. Pod comes out, right? And obviously we're all like, expecting, okay, what's going to be the reaction to this? We knew it was a great pod, right?
Yeah.
It comes out, the reaction is like, reaction starts with the right. The right fucking loves it. They're like, finally, this is Donald Trump. This is the personality. This is somebody who's got charisma. He's making comedians laugh. He's just hanging out talking. And they're like, this is the best interview Trump has ever. Every headline is the best interview Trump has ever done. Whatever. I expected that after it because I think we kind of showed him as a man, right? It wasn't like a gotcha type of interview, which is not really our style. And there was intention with that, I think a lot of people that do the gotcha interviews, I think it's very narcissistic.
It's for you,
It's just for you. It's like
not for the people.
exactly or it's for your fan base.
Yeah.
Just go look at you. You held the torch to him.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's like you have an hour to potentially influence someone who might be the most powerful person in the world to have empathy for something you really care about.
Mm-hmm.
And he's listening to you. So how can we create a situation where he actually listens and he doesn't feel bullied?
Yeah.
And there was a moment that you got him to say two things that he never said. A lot of interviewers, they try to get him to say, to admit shit.
Yeah.
And I know he doesn't present as a tough guy because you see him with this coiffed hair and he's in a nice suit, but I think his identity is that of a tough guy, a macho guy. He's a New York guy who grew up on construction sites. He's be tough. And when you try to bully someone tough, the reaction is, fuck you, I'm not going to do it. But he was so comfortable that he said, yeah, we're going to have elections. It was the election question.
yeah.
Of course, we're going to have elections. And this is what I actually meant by it. He never explains his positions, but he fucking explained it. And I thought that was a testament to us creating a really good environment and you even setting up the question in a way.
Thank you.
And I was just I was really proud that we got to a point where we could even have that back and forth about America.
Yeah.
That
was awesome.
Immigration even
That was awesome.
Yeah, and the IVF obviously really important to me, but I asked everything that I wanted to talk to the potential president about.
Yeah.
And
You even got him to compliment Gavin Newsom's hair. Which, that is crazy.
not on my list, but glad we accomplished it. Guys, I got some stand-up shows coming up for the Life Tour. These are the remaining shows of the Life Tour. We're going to Denver. We have added a third show there. Also going to Cincinnati that weekend. We had a second show there. Rama, Ontario as well. We're also going to be going to Salt Lake City. We added a second show there. Reno, we have 2 shows. San Jose, we added a second show. Portland. And then we are wrapping up the tour December 21st in Honolulu, Hawaii at the Blithedale Arena. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out to the store. It's been absolutely incredible. TheAndrewSchulz.com for tickets. Don't get by the resellers. Go grab those. I will see you out there. Thank you so much. Peace.
Also, guys, quick show announcement. First of all, Stress Factory, we did 7 shows, sold them all out 10 days in advance, tried to add more, we could not. They have an event there on Sunday, so if you are a procrastinating Indian, I'm sorry, you're shit out of luck. I even tried to add another weekend because I love you so much as brown people, but my wife won't let me because I've been on the road, I think 9 weekends in a row at this point, and that's just not happening anymore. Anyway, October 25th and 26th, Richmond, Virginia, November 1st and 2nd, Lexington, Kentucky. That might be the home of the Klan, or maybe that's Louisville. Either way, I would love for you guys to all show up. Let's talk things things out. Let's see what our differences are. Maybe we can make amends. November 22nd and 23rd, Rochester, New York. December 4th. Announcing this right now, I'm coming to Long Island. I've never headlined in Long Island. I am mostly scared of you guys, but now that we interviewed Donald Trump, I feel like you're going to love me. I'm one of the good ones. So I will be at Governor's in Levittown. Come through. All those dates and more at akashsing.com. Also, we're still doing our thing on fan bases, dropping content there. So check that out as well. Now let's get back to the show.
So, right loves it, right? I'm waiting for the left fallout.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, okay, a day goes by, not really that bad. Second day goes by, I see a headline. Podcaster laughs in president's face. And I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Because I thought they were going to be like, bros, just suck Trump's dick for an hour and a half, whatever.
Yeah.
Then every headline is the podcast that laughs in the president, the podcast trolls the president. And I'm looking at the internet and it's like the right loves it and the left loves it.
Yeah. Choose your own reality.
I'm like, what bizarre world do we fucking live in where both sides, and it was like you said in the beginning of this podcast here, it's just like you go in, you have the glasses on.
Yeah.
And your glasses are whatever your political beliefs are, your religious beliefs, whatever they are. And you view that same content through those lenses, and that's what you see.
Yeah.
And like I know this sounds like grandiose, but I don't mean it to be. It changed the way I see media. I used to think everybody was a liar trying to fluff their base.
Okay.
Now, the way I think media works is there are some people that are honest and they just view it through their lens. If you're a right-wing guy that you like Trump and you really liked his charisma and you saw that come out, you're like, this is awesome. If you're a left-wing guy and you saw us laughing and joking around, you might interpret it as us making fun of him, and that's truly what you see. That's the first wave. The second wave are the people that see those headlines and they grift. They're like, ooh, Trump's best interview ever. Okay, I'll make a video on why it's that. Okay. And the left is like, ooh, they laughed in the president's face. I'll make a video on that. Every headline was copied by every content producer. There were literally like 2 or 3 headlines total, and everybody just made videos about it.
Yeah.
And this is just algo hunting or whatever.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
You know, like what is that term? Where you like trying to play
game the algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but it helped me understand. Like I do think people authentically see things based on what they believe. So I have a little bit more. I have a little less resentment for the public.
Okay.
For content creators.
Yeah.
At least the first wave. The ones that just grift because they see the views, fuck them.
Yeah.
But the initial reaction, I go, okay, that was real. You're not just trying to fluff your base.
It's a Rorschach. You really see what you want to see. And I think that applies to a lot of things. Like I feel like there's stuff I can even think of, like, you know, some social thing, or like some guy says something about like, you know, class, and then it's misinterpreted by a whole different contingent about race.
Yes.
And it's like, well, I didn't mean it that way, but now I can see it if you're saying that. Like,
that's what those people really see.
yeah. Someone being just like, I love the cops. And then black people interpret that like, oh, you're racist?
You love that those cops are racist. You love that those cops beat us
like,
up. And you're like, no, I love that they like keep
But
my
if you
community
understand
safe.
the black people's relationship with cops, then all of a sudden it can make complete sense. And those are the glasses everyone wears all the time.
And the person that says I love the cops hasn't experienced maybe the treatment that some of his black friends have gone through. And if he did experience that, he might go, the cops have always really protected me and I have a great relationship with them. And for that, I'm really grateful. Yeah. And I've seen some fucked up situations with cops as well.
Yeah.
But if you're only in your little echo chamber, you don't have the, I guess, experience to talk about that.
Yeah.
Back to your point, where is the level of grift and I truly feel that way? Where does it start or where does it end? Because that's the thing I can't identify.
Yeah, I feel a little more
It's
cynical than you guys
hard.
do. I know that happens, what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are feeding their bases what they think they want to hear. And that's the people writing the headlines. I don't know how many. I tend to think the majority of them are, how do I appease the people that subscribe and keep them subscribed?
I think it's, if you make content, you're making it a little bit grifty, and it's like you're just telling people how to feel.
So I agree with you. I think that, and we've had this discussion before, where like the algorithm, never in history were you able to know exactly what your base wanted as well as you know now, right? Because the algorithm can decide for you.
Yeah.
So oftentimes, like the algorithm dictates the content you make. We've talked about this on the pod before, right? And you see certain like grifty fucks on the internet that basically like, oh, okay, my base like likes this. I'm just going to feed them that.
Yeah.
And I think that like we've been very intentional about creating the shit that we like.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get an audience that reflects the things that we like. That means we might get 500,000 views on an episode with Dax that is like awesome, I loved. And we might get 4 million on an episode with Donald Trump. But that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But I think there are people that have less integrity, or they just want to just make the videos that make the most money, and they're just going to run after it.
We are also a little bit privileged to be in a position where all of us have another income stream.
Yes.
So we can kind of afford to do this. Whereas some people, you have a page, your audience wants this one thing. I can only feed them this because I don't have another income stream to fall back on. So we are in a little bit privileged position. But even, I'm not even lying, part of me was intentional in posting. I didn't think I would get that much blowback, but the picture with Trump, I was like, yeah, a couple thousand might unfollow. I want those people gone. And if we were lucky enough to have a Democratic nominee, I would post a picture with them. I want the right-wing idiots to unfollow too. Y'all could go. Y'all can all go. I would like to curate an audience that's like, let's hear what someone has to say.
I just want MAGA. I am MAGA all the way. I'm a prisoner of the moment, and right now I will be a prisoner of that for the next 25 days. When is the election?
I didn't want to ask him a question about policy. It was more so about like, how does he truly feel? Because like in the 90s, early 2000s, he was loved. Like before he got into politics, everybody, both sides loved him. And so I just wanted to ask him, like, now that you got into politics and you have, you know, large groups of people deeming him as either racist or next Hitler and all that, how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, I really wish you.
I wish we had 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because like I would love to know that reaction, and I'd love to know that reaction an hour and a half into the pod when he was comfortable. There was even a moment in the pod, like nobody picked up on it, but where I think I asked him, I was like, how does it feel when these people say things about you that you don't believe are true? And he goes, yeah, I don't like it, or it hurts.
Yeah, it bothers me.
He goes, it bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, you're bothered by anything?
Have you ever heard Trump admit that anything bothered him?
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder though, like, again, he's lived a fascinating life. Like, objectively, we were trying to talk about this, like, who's lived a more interesting life than him? But he's like best friends with Oprah all through like the 80s and 90s.
They're going to run together. She jokes around like, we should run for president.
Him and Howard Stern are boys, and they're hanging out doing, you know, radio together.
Yeah.
And then all of these people turn their backs on him. They're like, this guy's going to destroy the country. He's a racist piece of shit, da-da-da. I wonder if that, like, to that idea, like, I wonder if it bothers him.
Yeah.
But I think it does.
Like, to that, I think what politics does is, for most people, it brings out what you believe to be the best version of yourself. In other words, what is the most altruistic version of me? And I want that represented in politics. Now, some people think that that is to be staunchly Republican. Some people believe it's staunchly Democratic, right? But it's not indicative of who you know you actually are. Because you want your politician to be the best version of you. But you lose all nuance in that. You know, and I think that's why you get a guy like Stern who's, you know, told crazy jokes and, you know, has had everybody on his pod, and like he's got, you know, strippers, you know, sitting on speakers and, you know, coming during the radio. And now he's like, I think that this guy is a piece of shit. He's a dirtbag, and how could anybody support him? And it's like, okay, well, because when it comes to politics, that's not fun. You know, the stakes are too high. So I have empathy for his position too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't write people off immediately like I did. And now that I know that it's not all, how can I grift off of this moment, that people are actually impacted, especially when it comes to politics, I go, okay, maybe you're not being an asshole. This is what you think the best version of the world is, and you're going to support that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, so it was an awesome interview and everybody loved it. And then a day later, Dove was like, oh, by the way, the venue you're going to shoot your special in canceled your shows.
No, damn it.
I waited.
Within 3 hours.
Dog, after we interviewed him, before the episode comes out, he goes to the venue. Everybody leaves. It's on Schultz's like special team. All of them have to go to the venue, check it out. I assume everything is good.
People flew in for this.
Oh yeah.
Like,
So we've had these venues locked in for months now, something like that. Like it's not like we might do it here. It's booked. It's ready to go. We're going on sale this week. Like we have the entire production team come out for this is for the third time many of us are you know, spotting the venue and looking at everything. We have the set design already curated. We're moving around seating plots, camera plot. Like it's ready to go. We're going on sale this week. And we get an email 3.5 hours out. After discussing with our board members, we don't think that it would be, there's email, you'll bring it up, but don't show any emails off. But it was a BAM, Brooklyn Academy of Music, which is a venue they've shot tons of specials in. And 3.5 hours after the interview, they canceled shows. So, yeah, let's see if we can show the thing. Read the exact email, because they're canceling my shows, but they're also begging Live Nation to not cancel future shows with them. Like they still want business, but they're like, just not this guy. Now, I don't know if it's a Trump interview, but the day before it came out, we were ready to go and we were going on sale this week. And 3.5 hours afterwards, we get this email.
Yeah.
First off, I want to thank you for thinking of BAM for Andrew Schulz's upcoming comedy show. We are always excited when promoters consider our space for their events. After some internal discussions with leadership, it was decided that BAM is not the right fit for this show at this time. That said, we really do appreciate you reaching out. We'd love to work with you in the future and for future events that might be a better match for BAM. So if anybody has a venue, if you've got a venue for us, that'd be really great. I'd really love to shoot this special, and that'd be really awesome.
The irony is this is your most personal special.
Yes.
Like, it's not as political as that. It's you and your journey.
Yeah, but also what's interesting about it is that, again, they canceled it 3 hours after the interview came out. So before the liberal media spun it in liberals' favor. So if they waited 2 days, they get the hero.
You're a darling.
Of the liberals.
You just got to send him. Be like, I laughed in his face. Like, you guys not understand.
Nah, fuck them. Fuck them and fuck them forever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got to come to Queens, man. Brooklyn. It's no good.
Yeah, why is that?
Staten Island. I think there's a
Brooklyn.
nice theater in Staten Island.
Brooklyn, I didn't know that you guys were salt. There is one, St. George Theater we're looking at.
There you go. That's what you need. You need something union, something firemen go to. You know what I mean? Ladder 50, Staten Island. Where y'all?
I would just add something to that, just because I know I pitched what the hour was about in order to like just discuss them, get them all on the same team.
I was
there were
hoping you could
fans
shut 'em
of like so touched by what it's about, you know, people that know. And so I'm like, it's not like they don't think that this particular hour is going to work for them. This felt personal.
Yeah.
But they never specified, though.
Again, I can't say for sure that this is what it is. But before it came out, it was fine. Maybe after it came out, they familiarized themselves with me and then saw other things that they didn't like. That's also a possibility. But
Haircut.
it might have been that.
I was thinking that.
Fuck. Why did I do that? Fucking
on.
Dinklage. It's fucking Peter
It is
Dinklage's
Dinklage's fault.
Yeah.
So now what? You're supposed to record this, what, November?
We were supposed to record it in a month. This is,
Nice.
There's been a wrench thrown in things. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah.
You have any places in mind that you want to say out loud, or you?
I mean, we've been looking nonstop. And the tricky thing, and I guess why maybe this is too much inside baseball, but like most venues are booked like months in advance.
Yeah.
So now you're dealing with like limited avails, but like, so we might have to do it, during a weekday. It might be a little bit more inconvenient. Hopefully everybody still comes out. That'd be really awesome.
And buy tickets very quickly, because usually these are on sale for months and months, and we're gonna have a short window.
Yeah.
And also because Andrew likes to change the seating plan in every venue he does.
Yeah, I'm
we
kind of
also
a
have to
pain
get
in the ass.
approvals by
Yeah.
the city that just make everything harder.
So if you happen to own a beautiful theater in New York City or the tri-state area, and you would like to open your doors to us, MAGA!
No, that's not. We don't endorse that. We don't endorse that. We don't endorse
listen,
it.
I'm a, what is it? My vote was up for grabs.
Yeah.
The board of BAM has really pushed me in a direction. We have to stop this censorship.
We do have an invitation at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to
Can
do
we
the special.
shoot it there? Hasn't there been enough shootings?
Long Island, I think, is your move. That's the move.
Yes.
Long Island.
Yes,
They're
that'd
going
be
to have plenty of love for you.
Now, what if we just get Kamala on and then they'll have you back?
We would love to have Kamala on.
There you go. You have
we
her.
reached out to her team, and they're not really enthusiastic.
Yeah.
They don't listen to the
I wonder
show.
why.
I don't know why.
What? Unless he was a patron. What do you mean? I thought.
Point is, the president is going to be chosen in a few weeks, and the line is changing.
Yeah.
Looks like it's favoring Trompito for victory right now, but you can obviously put your bread up. Stake is a place that you can gamble on sports, obviously, but I think we got something more important than sports right now.
Yeah, we do.
We have the fate of the free world.
Yep. And you can bet on it. Why not?
How wild is that? It's
crazy.
You can bet on the fate of the free world.
Really crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's really the only way you can make money, no matter who gets elected.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's some people who think they're going to make a lot more money if Kamala wins or if Trump wins, but you're
all wrong.
The individual.
This is how you make money.
This is how you profit.
Yeah.
This is how the real working class can make money off an election. Usually, you're completely forgotten. You're a tool, a cog in the machine, but not when it comes to gambling on the president.
It's empowering, really.
It sounds even crazy to say it, but Stake is the leader in global betting and U.S. social casinos. Bet on top sports and political events like our fucking presidency and use the promo code FLAGRANT for your welcome bonus. Now, it's time to get back to the show. We have more to discuss. The fate of the free world. What do you guys think is going to happen? Have you felt any change in energy?
Yeah. I felt a big change in energy toward Trump, and it's not even just our interview. I just feel like the enthusiasm that Kamala had, and this goes back and forth, but right now, the enthusiasm Kamala had seems like it's died.
And we're going to take all the credit for it, but yeah, it does happen around election time. But have you also noticed that kind of? And what do you think that is indicative of? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I think it's partially Trump doing like a big media blitz where he's just being himself, and then Kamala not doing an amazing media run. Like, I think it's, to be honest, more her sort of missteps. Like the 60 Minutes thing, I don't think worked out well.
Yeah.
The Call Her Daddy thing, I don't think worked out well. And I don't think it's Alex's fault necessarily. I don't think it's anything she did. I just think the nature of the show and how Kamala handled the questions.
Yeah,
I just don't think it played well in her favor.
Yeah,
I thought she was. I thought she was good on Call Her Daddy. I thought she was more thoughtful than
I actually thought she was pretty good. I think we're just used to Trump. It's been such a long time of us seeing him say the wildest, act crazy, and now it's just like, all right, we're desensitized to the madness of what this used to be.
Yeah, I also think weirdly she's better off the cuff than when it feels very scripted.
The Oprah thing. If someone comes in my house, they're getting shot the fuck up.
That's fine.
Dude,
I like that.
That's what we need.
The debate, we all said it. She destroyed him.
Yeah.
Unlike, she's better off the cuff, and when it feels like, I don't know if they're a team or what, but when she tries to be very curated, specific, planned out an event, it doesn't seem to go as well. Yeah. Let her go.
I'm very curious to see her go on Fox. I think she goes on tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting because
really good move.
You know she's going to be attacked, and how she handles that is going to be very telling.
I think, and I was talking to Charlamagne about this. I think that she's better when she's being attacked.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. I'm thinking about her job.
Yeah.
It's a prosecutor.
Yeah.
Go on that.
If your job is arguing with people, if somebody's attacking you, part of your job, you don't get to be DA by being bad at arguing and being bad in the courtroom.
Indian woman.
And she's Indian.
Did I call that she would win the debate? Yeah, I was the only person.
You did.
Immediately, I was just racist enough to know she got that shit. Not even a fucking question.
I'm telling you.
You can't handle it. Trump melted, dude. I live with that.
It's so funny. It's happening in real time. You watch it like, you fell for it.
I
fell for this for 7 years. I know these tricks. But
I think she can argue. I think that's part of her position. So when you attack, she just goes into instincts, which is, this is my job. This is what I've done for decades now. Here's your counter argument. Let's go.
There's a moment, well, not even a moment, but like I've watched some of the interviews that she did. I mean, she did, what is the guy's name? Colbert. Then she did, there was the 60 Minutes, and she did Call Her Daddy. And I think the unfortunate thing about a lot of these spaces, and then she even, I think, did The View a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't see much of the Stern. But I think the unfortunate thing for her is what? Well,
just the idea of her on Stern back in the day.
Yeah. Sit on that speaker, will you?
She would win. She would win for sure.
Back in the day.
Let me show you my Whoopi Goldberg impression. Yo, that skit was crazy.
Well, when Stern had the blackface on?
Yeah.
Anywho.
Dropped a couple of miles.
Wait, was he saying it? Oh, he was dropping hard on?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Boy.
Committed to the bit.
Yeah, he did.
Anywho.
I thought he was talking about his hair.
No, I think what basically happens is, I think when you're set up in an interview that's basically been curated so you win, all you're thinking about is losing.
Oh, interesting.
Right? It's like the questions are predetermined, and you know that Colbert's looking at you and he wants you to be great and he wants his audience to love you, and they're fluffing you up. And she's not used to this, right?
Yeah.
She's a woman of color that comes up in the fucking justice system, like she's a lawyer, she's used to like arguing and fighting with people,
Being underestimated, fighting odds, like having to go uphill. Like this is probably all new to her and all uncomfortable. And maybe you don't even trust it. Maybe you're just like, nah, something about this don't feel right. Because this is not what I've experienced, again, for decades.
We're not making excuses. Like, you got to do better.
Yeah.
Like, you got to win. Like, you should be able to take these, puff piece interviews, and then you should be able to dunk them home. That is the idea. She doesn't do well in them. And she does do well when there's some conflict, which is why I think the Fox thing is good. But I was telling Charlamagne, because Charlamagne's interviewing her, we're recording this Tuesday, he's interviewing her today, and I'm like, yo, you might have to fight with her a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I think that energy is actually better for her. And verbally. I mean, if she dodges a punch or two and then smacks Charlamagne, that might be her presidency. But I think the issue is, she doesn't do well when she's being supported. She hasn't been supported ever publicly. Like, think about it. As long as she's been on the national stage,
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
everybody has shit on her. When she's running for president, shit on her, right? Like during the Biden presidency, shit on her.
Yeah.
I don't think she knows how to be loved publicly.
And then all of a sudden, 3 months ago, we're all like, oh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And she's probably like, what? None of y'all like me before. Fuck all of you.
Because in the interviews, she does have this energy of, let me not fuck this up. What was that answer again? It seems like she's searching for the idea that she's supposed to say. And then she fucks up questions that like she should have a dialed in answer for.
Yeah.
Like pretty easy questions.
It's hard to have a dialed-in answer when you just got put in this position 3 months ago.
Yeah.
3
I
months
mean, no excuse. Like, you either want to be president or
Don't
not.
run her.
Like,
Then don't run.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't.
like,
Hey,
seize the moment, yo.
Kind of didn't.
Nah, she won it. She's in politics for a reason. They all want it.
But be honest, if you were running for president, you would want everyone to hate you.
She also.
right?
Sorry, let me clear up. Let's clear up.
No.
Let's clear up one more thing. She ran 6 years ago.
Yes.
Did you not have a plan 6 years ago when you actually ran, announced, lost to Biden? Did you not have any? There's nothing from that you can reach for me like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's what I wanted for America 6 years ago. Has it transformed so radically? Not even 4 years ago.
It has,
No, it was pandemic when she ran.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff she ran on, they are like crucifying her for it now, like fracking and all that.
Then you got to talk about it.
I mean, she kind of just switched her position on it.
She got to shit on Biden, and she's scared to shit on Biden,
Which is so crazy. Was there anything you would have done different? Nope.
Nope.
That's a
What?
That's a
Don't do
losing
that.
answer.
And if you are going to say no, explain why. Don't just say no and sit there.
Yeah.
So she's fumbling these interviews. This is my
Hard, man.
This is my take on it. This is my take on it.
Somebody get you to that position and you got shit on
Gotta
them.
send them down the river,
That's kind
bro.
of fucked
Hey,
up.
bro.
Yeah,
There's a way to do it. And again,
Yeah, there's a
if
way
you're
to do
running
it,
for
but not
president,
shit on 'em.
if you're running for president, you should know the way to do it.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting there, hopefully for hours a day, saying, how do we answer this question? Because it is the number one question on everybody's mind.
That guy's dead. That's
No,
a dead guy.
that's the thing.
That's what I would say.
I think in practice, she probably has the answer queued up. And then I think she's just too, like you guys pointed out, it's like she's too afraid to
you
fail.
are really, what are you
Like, this is it.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Everybody hits the shots in practice.
Yeah,
But the superstars are decided by who hits it in the game.
I know. I'm
And
just giving her a little grace.
I know what you do.
Why can't I give
know
her a
what you
little
do.
grace?
I know
The
what
worst
you do.
sports analyst of all time.
Yo, give him a
You're
little
like,
grace.
in practice, this guy's so good. He's one of the best guys, but he just can't
Alex,
score.
He should be team captain.
Yo,
That's
Bronny-
why I'm voting for him. For
Bronny
team
just
captain.
got to the league.
Why
Give
are
him
we
some
listening
time,
to
son.
fucking Lana Del Rey's husband?
That's a great reference.
That's a deep cut, but I like that.
That's a
I
great
need a
reference.
picture to get
Let me
it.
pull it up.
married a
He married
crocodile hunter.
hunter.
Oh, okay.
You haven't seen
Okay.
this?
Oh, dude.
No, I didn't.
Huge news in the magosphere.
Yeah. We've all been
We
talking
got one.
about it. This is awesome. Lana Del Rey, the singer-songwriter. Super famous. Just
Almost as famous as Chappelle Roan. Chapel, whatever her name is. H-O-T-T-O-G-O. I got that shit. I've never not gotten it.
Wait, there's a new one of these guys? I thought he died with a stingray.
No, he just
What?
he's an actual. He's an actual like occupational. He doesn't have a TV show where he says crikey.
Yeah, I
think
called
it's
him
like a
Crocodile Hunter.
You think it's like a title,
Yeah.
like Crocodile Hunter.
oh, his
passes.
job is just like he hunts crocodiles.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would she marry this guy?
Well, yeah, well, that's what we're all asking.
Oh, okay.
That's a man. That's what a man
I'm
looks
just
like.
getting caught up to speed. Sorry.
When you see him in the fatigues, but when he puts on the suit, he looks nice.
Okay.
David Carr.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
But
Okay. So, so real quick, I do think that assessing the energy, the shift that we've seen, I think a little bit. There's another observation I've had, and I think there's a lot of Trump supporters in liberal cities that are terrified of like being outed as a Trump supporter, right? Like in New York, there's a lot of people who support Trump that will never let you know. They're really quiet about it. It's like on some Fight Club shit. Like, I don't know about Fight Club. And then if you go, I'm going to Fight Club, you're like, all right, Fight Club's kind of fire. I go there a lot. And what happened is when Biden was running, he was so decrepit that they got to pretend that they were supporting Trump because it was the best thing for the country. I don't like the guy, but it's Biden's so old, I can't possibly vote for him. So they like masqueraded as like, it's the lesser of two evils. Yeah. When deep down, they always liked Trump, but they were just worried what their coworkers would say, et cetera, right? Yeah. Not me at all. So what happened is, when Kamala comes in, there's this huge media push and there's all this positive energy and they get terrified. They go back in the closet. They're like, fuck, I guess she's really good and we'll see what happens in the election. But they never stop supporting Trump. She does a few interviews that are not the greatest. And then Trump does a few interviews that are really fun. And I think all of a sudden they got a little bit more bold. Then they started giving Kamala the Biden treatment. Like, she can't even answer a question. She doesn't even know what she's doing out there. Like, I think, unfortunately, we'll have to go for Trump. But they were never not voting for Trump.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not me.
I know it sounds like what
not me.
Where'd you hear this from?
I'm searching for the man in the mirror. Is it searching for?
I'm looking at the man.
Well, I'm searching for.
Yeah, what's in your mirror? Are you a fucking vampire? Where are these guys? Where the hell is supposed to be in this thing? Speaking of which, can we share the story that Trump told me, presidential orders, that I had to tell you guys?
Oh, yes, please.
This is awesome.
Tell us.
Well, this is technically, the first part of the story was told to you by someone else.
Oh, yes, please.
But you should tell it because
which story? Because I have no clue what you're talking about.
Talking about.
I'm about to have the other 3 milligrams of this in right now.
When Michael Jackson was living in Trump Tower. Also, why do you hold like you're Winston Churchill? Like you have this stogie. He's just like waving around.
So that's fire. Holding it between your fingers. That's fire.
No, you just put your gums up. You just.
Yeah, you just
That's how you action.
Every drop, you're just gonna jolt right to the brain.
Okay, go.
No, you were telling us that this guy named
Michael
Don
Jackson
Jr.
lived next door to him.
Yeah.
And in Trump Tower, and like he would like come over and like play like video games with the kids. Yeah. You know, Don Jr. I was doing research. I was asking like as many people I knew that were close to him to just give me like personal stories. And Don told a story about they were playing remember the Ninja Turtles game for Nintendo? You probably remember.
Yeah.
You might be old enough to remember.
The arcade version.
There was a Nintendo.
To the arcade game or something like that. It was fire.
But they also had it for Nintendo.
Yeah.
And like Don Jr. would tell me like that they never got, they had to work for anything that they got or it was a Christmas present. But that was like the rule in the Trump family. And they had saved up and they got this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. And they were playing it and it was the coolest fucking game. And him and Eric are playing it. And then Michael would come over and he was like, Michael's just kind of like a kid. And he would play some.
You guys playing games?
Yeah, exactly. So then he would play video games with them, right? Yeah. And and Trump is just there like, yeah, he's never done anything weird. And he was playing and Michael was like, this is the greatest game ever. I've never, oh my God, what an amazing game.
Did you say teenage?
Of course he would like that one. And Don said that Trump walked in the room and was like, Michael, you like the game? And he's like, yeah, it's the best game ever. And Trump goes, take it. And what any adult would do is go, I can't take it from these kids. Michael went, thank you, Donald. And just left, right? So we were talking to Trump afterwards. We asked him, what was it like living next to Michael?
Yeah.
And then he goes.
And he was like, oh, it was amazing. He was the best guy ever. So sweet. But that Pepsi commercial really really kind of changed who he was fundamentally.
And we go, what?
And then
I completely forget about this all the time.
And then Trump locked eyes with me and he goes, you know the Pepsi story. And I was like, yes, sir. I was like, I had attention. I was like, whatever you need. And
Mark was like -8 years old. But that's
I know.
He has no fucking clue what happened.
He looks at me and goes, special orders from the president. Tell these guys the Pepsi story. And then Trump drifted away. And I felt such a pressure for the past week and a half just to share this with you guys.
He basically said that,
Okay,
like,
so what's the Pepsi story?
I forgot to look it up, but it's been
Wow.
weighing on me though.
Wow.
No,
bro.
1986. Michael Jackson does
Damn.
another commercial for Pepsi. Commercial number 2.
Professor Gagnon in the building.
let's go.
And a firework goes off, burns his head, 2nd-degree burns. Apparently, according to the article I read, due to the Jerry curl cream that he was using at the time.
Oh, they blame him, huh?
Yeah, right?
They don't
Fucked
blame the
up.
firework.
Oh, what
that
was he
landed on his
wearing?
fucking head. Always with black
fucking
people.
ethanol in his
Even
hair.
kind of black. Yeah.
Yeah, he was black at the time.
that's
he was
true.
black at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is apparently the
I think
thing
it was
that
trans at the time.
No, apparently, which also this is a debate we need to have.
yeah.
Me and Alex were talking about this. Which Michael made better music, white or black? But we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Basically, hair catches on fire, 2nd-degree burns. Him and his brothers, they put it all out, and
You
then
see, Dove, look at. He's just listening to the story. He's like, see, sometimes the missiles go to the wrong place. See, sometimes there's oopsie daisies all over the time.
yeah, why did he answer the beaver so close to his head? Anyway,
There you go.
he catches on fire. They put it out, and then he gets treatment
Did
for
you hear
it.
that, Dove? They put it out. They put it out. Okay, go on.
And,
They put out the fire.
it was from
They
that-
don't videotape it in HD and
He
put it
had
all over
chronic
Twitter.
pain from the injury and then was put on drugs from that. And then he never shook the drug addiction. And then it also affected his self-image, which then caused him to get a ton of surgeries, and which ultimately led to his death.
I had no clue.
I did not know the lasting impact.
Mr. President,
I thought everyone knew.
I fulfilled my duty.
But you knew that I knew
knew
that he
that
got
was what
hit,
caused
but I
everything?
didn't know that there were these like super severe burns on his butt.
Yeah, I knew
The
about
Jackson 5 movie.
Yeah, I know. Where the
You
fuck
watch
is-
that every year. The series.
No, I didn't
Fun
watch
part.
that movie. No.
Alex, did you watch that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Come on.
I didn't know that it really affected his self-image, and that's where the surgery started coming from.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's not true. Like he was already doing surgeries before that, but it fucked up his hair, and he cared about his hair a lot.
Right.
Especially he's a performer and shit. So
Of course, yeah.
But
Well, there
Damn,
you
I thought we got like an inside take.
no, maybe the drug started during that time. That could be real.
Yeah,
We don't know when the drug started.
Got it.
But no one finds it a little weird that Michael Jackson's hanging out alone with his 2 young
But we didn't
sons?
know. I'm not even like I remember that Ninja Turtles game that came out like
Nobody
19.
finds that weird.
No, well, here's the thing.
Hey,
We-
grown man, come hang and play video games.
But
like
don't
two
you
young-
like
Turtles
no,
for
real
everyone,
talk.
bro.
30 years ago, we didn't think that like now we're like keenly aware that there's pedophiles like way more than we thought they were when we were younger.
Yeah.
30 years ago, and this is also before any accusations. That I remember that game coming out. I was in like 1st, 2nd grade.
But what do you think that Don Jr. and Eric are thinking right now that they weren't chosen? You know what I mean?
That-
Like,
It's because their father protected them. He like took the disc, was like, "Go fucking take it, never come back."
He said,
here."
"Play these games
Yeah.
at your crib."
Yeah, never come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Don's like, "Where's my game?" And his dad's like, "I just saved your life.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I just did for
I
you."
saved your butthole, bro.
Yeah,
Ain't
you
that
almost saw a
crazy?
different turtle. Watch out, dude. Turtle power.
All right, guys, let's listen. We've been having our whoop competition. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we find out who's winning the whoop competition?
Yes. Not you, Schultz. You slept from
Mark.
1:41 a.m. to 6:03 last night.
I did. Wait, I went to sleep at 1:41.
Yeah, and you got up at 6:03 this morning. Your baby gets up at 6. You said that, right?
Yeah, but how'd you know I got up at what? No, I didn't. I got up at 4:15.
Oh, I see the spike where you did get up. It looks like you got a little more.
Let me tell you something. These women have a baby. They think they're the only ones that could sleep again. They don't get. I tried to complain to my wife and our baby nurse this morning. I was like, man, I didn't get any sleep. I woke up at I woke up at 4 a.m. And then my wife's initial response to that was, I woke up at 6 and you were passed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I woke up at 6:30. You were passed the fuck out. I was like, yeah, I think I must have slept until like 6:15 or something like that. Or no, went back. I don't know what the fucking timing was.
Well, that was a cool story, man.
Whoop, there it is.
Guys, I'm trying to deliver straight heat for this whoop segment, but you know, I don't have it. I don't have it because my recovery's low.
Yeah.
Super low.
My recovery is low.
Mark is winning with a baby. That's
I
crazy.
know. That is
Something's
good.
off, Phil.
I'm at 5 hours a night the last 3 nights, which is a step up for me.
What are you going to find? What do you think you've been doing differently?
I just sleep in now. I just if I got shit in the morning, I'm missing it.
Really?
Because I'll wake up at like 4 a.m. or whatever, and before I'd just be like, all right, well, I'll just get up at like 7:30 and do work. And now I'm like, nah, I'm sleeping. If I fall asleep at 7, I'm out till 10. Who cares?
I think you should do that.
Yeah.
I think you should do that.
Yeah.
Your energy seems higher, I will say.
Yeah.
You're just nocturnal. You're not insomniac. You're just not. You're supposed to sleep during the day.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, you're like a
Look,
little
your stupid
salamander.
fucking green whoop scores drive me crazy.
Yeah, 185 heart rate variability, which apparently is good.
That's
What does that
insane. How do you have such low stress in your life? Heart rate variability is directly linked to stress. The higher the number, the less the stress. I was at 37 with no baby. What the fuck this guy got going on?
I don't know. I'm not complaining ever again.
Here's the reality. I am going to stop. I'm obviously doing Sober October, but I'm really going to sober up around the last week and beat you guys the whole month.
Come back like tortoise in the hair type of thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My plan is to continue sleeping shitty and just really throw Whoop for a loop. You know what I mean?
Yo, are you going to throw Whoop for a
I'm
loop?
throwing Whoop for a loop.
Yeah,
dude.
I kind of like Whoop.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
You know who, dude, bitches love Whoop. I remember I tried to get the bartender's attention once. I was like going to not drink and I was like trying to, and then
She just put her mouth over your whole fist.
dude, she swallowed it up to the Whoop.
No way.
Yeah, like a bass.
Yeah.
Like she just
You're a
choked
noodle?
out like that. I had to take it out of her mouth. I was like, Mark's grandma, what are you doing at this bar? Sorry.
Join.whoop.com. Join.whoop.com.
Southern catfish right there.
Join.whoop.com/flagrant. All right.
Yeah, join.whoop.com/flagrant.
You'll get a gift basket if you sign up.
Gift basket. They got a. Don't you want a gift basket? Don't you want a gift basket? Dead ass. Listen, outside of getting your health back, outside of measuring your HRV, one letter away from something you'd never want to have to measure, you will get a gift basket. For real.
Yeah.
Okay, but so we got to get back to the pod. All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. Guys, being in debt negatively impacts every aspect of your life, okay? Especially now with interest rates and the cost of living at all-time high. The problem is that getting out of debt is very difficult and there are no good solutions until now. PDS Debt has customized options for anyone struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills. If you're making payments every month on your debt and your balances aren't going down, this program is for you. PDS Debt rolls all of your payments into one low, zero interest monthly payment. Everyone with $10,000 or more in debt qualifies, and there is no minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit accepted. You can save thousands in interest and fees and pay off your debt in a fraction of the time. PDS Debt is giving our qualified listeners a free debt savings analysis just for completing the 30-second online debt assessment at pdsdebt.com/flagrant. You will receive a full breakdown on how to save on interest each month and the quickest way to take care of your debt. Now, there's a special offer right now, okay? Start planning today. Get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/flagrant. It only takes 30 seconds. That is pdsdebt.com/flagrant. pdsdebt.com/flagrant. Take back your financial freedom today by visiting pdsdebt.com/flagrant. Now let's get back to the show. Anyway, so Christopher Columbus is a Jew.
Yeah, isn't that so convenient? Thank God. I feel
Mark
so
thinks
guilty.
that this is Russian election interference.
$1,000,000%. It's also
Take us
exonerating
to
white
camp,
people.
Mark. Take us to camp.
I'm saying
Why?
because it's basically stoking racial feelings in America. There's already animosity between Americans with, just like Christian Americans that support Israel, and then obviously Jews in America that support Israel. And then you have Palestinian Americans, Arab Americans, Black Americans that don't like Israel, and therefore that turns an
You could just say white people versus non-white people. Yeah. You
the
could really
whites
just
versus
say that.
the losers, all right? And it's become a whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
right?
wow. It's a big proxy war, huh?
Exactly. So
Interesting.
Russia benefits from there being dissent in the United States. So what do? They publish an article on Columbus Day. Hey, Christopher Columbus actually isn't white. He's a Jew. Exonerating white people,
So now
putting
I don't
more
have to
blame
feel
on
bad
Jews.
about Native Americans because it was really Christopher Columbus, the Jews, that did it.
Yeah. The Jews did Native American genocide.
Before I had to feel bad about what Christopher Columbus did to the Native Americans.
Yeah.
And it fucking killed me.
Yeah. You were losing sleep.
I would lose sleep.
You had a dream
every
catcher
Columbus-
over your fucking bed just to catch all the sleep you were losing. Is that too far enough? After what you did to these people?
You know what? We're so sorry. I'm actually mad that we used to celebrate them and now it's Indigenous Day. I was like, oh, wow.
I
he's
haven't
Jewish.
made that transition. Do you call it Indigenous Day?
I'd never cared about the
Kamala
day.
did.
As soon as I graduated and it stopped being a holiday, I didn't give a fuck about the day. Like, it never mattered to me.
You like those days
We
off.
haven't got holidays off here in a long time.
Labor Day, we laboring.
yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's about it.
I mean,
That's a
we
good
just
point.
did a show in Columbus, Ohio. It wasn't Indigenous Ohio. You know what I mean? Like, I
be a
feel like
good
Columbus
name.
Day is still, alive and well, or Columbus at
The
least.
District of Columbia.
That's fact. They got to change that.
They
Good
should.
point.
Yeah.
The District of.
Is that, nope. Not good.
Do you believe it's true?
Do the Jews run Washington, D.C.?
I've heard
It's
that.
named after.
A famous Jew.
APEC?
A famous Jew.
Y'all are really crazy, dude.
One of the
that's
most famous Jews ever. What the fuck? That's
funny.
crazy.
Here in the States, nobody wants to claim Christopher Columbus, but in Europe, everybody's fighting.
He was Italian. He was Portuguese. He was really from Spain.
You're like,
Spain
he was
wants
not
to-
us.
everybody-
But that is actually the
so
battle.
funny.
It's between the Italians and the Spaniards.
Yeah.
And we're just like, kind of makes sense because Sephardic Jews are from, I'm literally from 45 minutes from
Yeah,
where.
cut this. Cut to
I know, I was
what
waiting for
else?
you to just
Something
like-
happened. Cut
Moroccan
this. Hey, can you cut this? Cut this from the whole episode, and then can you take this part and then just light it on fire and send me a video? Thank you very much. Okay, but all right, we have
Christopher
to-
Columbus apparently was sailing west to find riches.
Did you
Checks out.
not know?
No, I thought
Saying
I
that's very Jewish of him.
thought he was going to kill Native Americans, but turns out he was looking for gold.
I got you.
Which is pretty Jew.
You know what? If I don't want to add to this conspiracy, but 1491 is the Spanish Inquisition, right? They kick all the Jews that won't convert out of Spain. Some say that they took all of their money, and that's why they were able to go on these extravagant trips around the world to explore. But another way of framing it is, hey, if you're going to be a Jew and you're going to stay here, you're going to go find another way to get to India so we can get these spices. You better go. So maybe he was like a prisoner of the monarchy, and he was punished with this trip to India.
I just looked it up. Isabel and Ferdinand also Jews. So they're all Jews. Everyone's, yep,
Isabel and Ferdinand, you're talking about the king and queen of...
of Spain that sent them over there. Everyone's Jews.
Are they really?
That was according to the Candace Owens' Twitter that I was just reading.
Doesn't it make it easier though? Like it is life. There's so many variables in life, and if you could just distill them down to one, right? Like it just makes anything inconvenient to you.
You know the glasses you were talking about before, the
Yes.
worldview? It just, the Jews did it, and you put it on.
Jesus, I will die for your sins, guys. Just keep on throwing it at us.
Another
Jesus,
Jew.
big Jew.
Fucking never ends with you guys.
It really doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Okay. Anything else? Anything else we guys learned? You guys learned anything else you want to reflect on? Who do you think wins the election?
I think Trump, he might have it. He's
Wow.
like, I know polls are shit, but he's doing better in polls now than he did in 2016 and 2020.
And he tends to overperform relative to polling on election day.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Now, some states, apparently like Wisconsin last time they had Trump winning by like 16, 17 points. And then I'm pretty sure he lost it or barely won it in 2020.
Yeah.
But so I guess polling is off on both sides. But it does, the energy right now feels like it's toward Trump. I'm not even, Kamala needs to do more fun podcasts. Like this
She
would be
tried to do
perfect.
Call of Duty. What is it called?
Call of Duty.
What is it? Call of Duty.
It's called Modern Warfare.
But
Call
the
of Duty.
fun that,
Call her Duty.
but she can't have.
What's the name of the podcast?
Call her daddy.
Call her
Trying
daddy.
to bring duty talk back up.
Nonstop.
But she tried to do Call her daddy
Yeah.
and have a good conversation. She should have asked her about the Gluck.
That's, yeah, that.
Like that would have been a good likable.
That ass.
Yeah.
And that is a lesson that every
I don't want my
politician-
president sucking dick though. Doug
that's a good
Emhoff, her husband. Another one.
Yeah, he found an Indian. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but we got to tell him, like, if she does get elected, ain't no sucking. Like, I'm not going to have my president sucking during, you know what I mean? If I'm married, I'm not getting it.
Nah, I want that. I
Yeah.
want her to set the example. You want your wife to know, hey, you could be president. You suck a nut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because then we get to go to our girls, like,
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
on.
but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Look.
Oh, you're tired? She's the president.
She's exhausted. You've been up all night with a baby, whatever.
Yeah.
Your mouth not up.
She's been up all night with 300 million babies.
Yeah, be more presidential, man.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That is
good.
crazy, getting head from the president.
That's fine.
That's
Yo, shout out to Dougie Fresh.
bonkers. Was it Dougie Fresh or was Montel? Was it both of them?
Well, Doug Emhoff. Dougie Fresh.
okay.
But obviously, don't do that. Only do it if you really want to, and it makes you feel good.
Feminist.
I'm a feminist, dude.
Respect.
I have a daughter.
You're a girl dad.
Yeah, I can't let her grow up in some dick-sucking world. With a president out here
Yeah.
glucking.
Oh man.
So,
But can a male president go down on his girl?
nah.
Like, can Trump eat a box?
I'm actually aligned with that.
A
I'm
male
aligned.
stand-up comedian podcaster can't do that. How is a president gonna pull that off? Are you? I talk for a living. I can just push my nose into it after a long day. We call that scissoring.
I feel like the right is taking back whole shit.
Talk to us.
Because, like, oh, right, yeah. The left used to be liberals, be free the nipple, all that shit. And now the right is, you got Hawk Tuah girl, you got Carpenter, you got all these, like, kind of...
I think right.
Do you think?
I think you just think white people are right.
I mean, nah, but
She's a carpenter. She's got a union job.
She's a
Hawk
worker.
Tuah is Trump.
She works late.
No, who's the other one? There's another one.
No, you got it.
With the big tits on Euphoria.
Sydney Sweeney.
There you go.
She's right wing.
Yeah.
She's diehard. She's all right.
Yeah.
You haven't seen her at the Unite the Right rally?
Hollywood actress Sydney Sweeney is right
Her
wing.
family's apparently MAGA.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
She
you
was in
can't-
Charlottesville with the tiki torch, saying they're not going to
Family
replace her.
super MAGA, bro.
Yes.
Just because her family's MAGA doesn't make her awesome.
Yeah. Wait, what? What'd you say?
No,
I'm
it's
just saying, like, yeah, obviously her family's really cool and smart and interesting, but that doesn't mean that she is. She could be another liberal cuck in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I
I mean?
like this. I like this, Andy. Trump really made Andrew great again.
I know, right? This is yeah.
Listen, I don't know how I'm going to vote, but if you
I
keep
think
canceling
they take it
venues,
back.
like, what am I supposed to do?
That
Like,
is true.
I'm against censorship of me. Do you guys not stand with me?
There are guys in New York City that, secretly like Trump, but then when their venues get canceled, they just have to be like, oh, what do I do? Like,
I have to be a hero and stand up against censorship.
yeah, they're
Do you know
trying
what I
to
mean?
cancel us.
He doesn't poop himself, and he's really smart. Okay, he's got it all locked together, and obviously free Israel or whatever position he takes. Palestine, which one is it?
Yeah. No, he likes Israel. No, he rides with Israel.
He rides with Israel.
Yeah.
Okay. Dove.
Dove made him sign his fucking Jew. His
I'll
fucking,
support anyone who gives you a
banned
venue.
up.
his Jew shield.
I was so
He did,
disappointed
yeah.
in you.
Dove went right up to him. He's like, "Can you sign my yarmulke?"
Like, you should have just got on your knees at that point, bro.
You should have had him sign
Like
tits, bro. What the fuck?
I'm a hero in my community right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think if Dove goes MAGA, he will find a wife. I genuinely believe that. I think if you go MAGA, you find a wife.
hot blonde bombshell.
You mean if he goes openly MAGA?
Openly MAGA, he finds a wife.
Yeah.
It's right here, Dove.
Right there.
Moment. Just be honest.
Who do you think got badder chicks? I mean, if we're gonna have like a real sophisticated conversation,
Yeah.
who do you think are more attractive, Kamala supporters or Trump supporters?
I don't think it's I don't think it's a question.
Kamala.
No.
Really.
Yeah.
Dude.
Really.
Because she has more women supporters.
No, Al's just into trans.
You've been to a Trump rally? It's all fucking guys that look like Mark in 30 years.
I didn't say hotter guys.
But I'm just saying.
Hold on.
You just
Hold on.
You got
We gotta stop right
less
here. I
women.
said, who got hotter people? And then you were like, dude, all the guys are so ugly. They support MAGA.
I said if you go to a Trump rally, everyone looks like
How would you
30.
know?
Which one did you go
How
to?
would you know?
I mean,
Sorry, got his pants.
come on, I gotta do some surveillance, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Trump fans are probably hotter.
Ow.
But you gotta pull out with them. You gotta wear a condom. And they're gonna keep it.
They might keep it. But we might have swayed Trump.
Yeah, that's true.
We might have swayed him. He was thinking about Barron, dude.
Yeah.
I think
Burying his dick in some girl. I'm sorry.
honestly, I think we might be able to get that Roe v. Wade back. I'm thinking Roe v. Wade's coming back.
This is a Schulz awesome hot
I
take.
think Roe v. Wade is coming back. I've been
time.
thinking about it.
Undertaker.
Yeah, that's
Done.
That's good. I thought I had a bad take, but thank you.
be honest.
You bailed me out. So.
It's coming
I
back.
No,
never
Roe v.
had
Wade's
less
coming
faith than I do right now in this moment.
No, but think about it. I'm going to say it with more conviction.
Oh, that's what I did.
Yeah,
Oh, you just
yeah.
gotta say it over.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think if Trump wins, I think we're gonna get Roe v. Wade too. I think we get Roe
Bigger
v.
and
Wade
better.
too. Bigger, yeah. I really think Roe v. Wade's coming back. Because what are we? We're one Supreme Court justice away.
Yeah.
I think we're a couple, right?
Just agree.
Just say yeah. Fuck you. Yes.
Fuck are you even doing?
Come on.
Out of your fucking mind.
Come on. It's Roe v. Wade 2.
Okay, Roe v. Wade 2. Yeah, okay.
Roe v. Wade. We can even rename it. We can name it something else.
What you want to name it?
I don't know. What do you want to name it? You know the best. How do we get Roe v. Wade back?
Alexx versus Wade?
Wait, was Roe the one that got
I don't know, I guess. I got 50-50 chance. All right, guys, listen up, because you can't get marijuana everywhere, but you know you can get in a lot more places, Delta 8, Delta 9. If you want to get those kind of products, we got you covered. You go to deltaclouds.com. That's clouds with a Z. They have got all your favorite brands of gummies, hemp products, pre-rolls, disposables, and cartridges at exceptionally discounted prices. They're offering you $35 off right now, plus free, fast, discreet shipping on all orders over $125. And on top of that, because you listen to this podcast and we always give you something extra, you can get an extra 15% off your order if you use the code FLAGRANT and you order 4 products or more. That's right. You can end up paying $76 for like $125 worth of products and free shipping. This coupon also applies to every order, not just your first. So take full advantage. And they've also mentioned that they'll throw in a free 700 milligram double XL THC welcome gummy. I'm going to be honest, you got a real problem if you need 700, but they're giving it to you for free. So you got nothing to lose. And if you're me, you just break that up into about 150 pieces and you get high for months. So just go ahead, use the code FLAGRANT at deltaclouds.com. That is DELTACLOUDZ.com. DELTACLOUDZ.com. Start saving right now. Also, guys, if you're not a fucking moron, you should know this, but you got to be 21 or older to purchase. And deltaclouds.com only ships Delta products to legal states. So let's get back to the show.
All right, guys, let's take a break for a second because, listen, I got to tell you about Magic Spoon. Big problem with cereal. Big issue with the cereal lobby, with cereal in general.
Big cereal?
Big cereal. They've been skimping out on protein, and they've been sugaring it up. They've been sugaring it up, and they've been sucking out all the protein. The protein has been sucked right out of it. Well, Magic Spoon is not having that. Magic Spoon is delivering protein-packed cereal, the delicious flavors of your childhood. All those delicious flavors of your childhood, it's there, but now it's got the protein that hasn't been sucked out by big cereal. They have turned their super popular cereal into high-protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. They are treats. Don't you want a treat? Don't you want a little treat? Look at you, sitting at home just watching a podcast thinking, oh, if I had a little treat, what would it be like? Well, Magic Spoon's gonna just fix that problem for you right now. Put a little treat right in your mouth. With all the sugar sucked right out and all the protein spit back in. You get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/flagrant, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/flagrant for $5 off. $5 off. That's the inflation taken off, and even more than that. You don't have to complain about cereal prices at all. The sugar sucked right out, protein pumped back in. This is a no-brainer, and it's in a cereal bar. You're welcome. Magic Spoon. Hold on to the dream. Let's get back to the show.
Were you anxious before the interview?
No.
Because you seemed eerily calm. I was throwing up in the bathroom 2 nights before. You were so calm. And I was like, this is nuts, dude.
No, dude.
He's like, I'm going to be my hero today.
So usually in a situation like that, when you are meeting somebody that you're really excited to meet and you think really says everything correctly, you're nervous, right?
Yeah.
But no. In all seriousness, I thought I was really well prepared. Usually nerves for me are about lack of preparation. So if I'm nervous for a pod, I know I didn't prepare. I know I didn't watch enough podcasts with them. I don't know their flow. I don't have good questions, and I can't back up the things I want to ask.
Yeah.
And but for this, I put some time in. I was like, I kind of want to understand what he's going to do. Like, I knew that he can steamroll. I know I thought that we could control the conversation a little bit better, but he's a force. He'll just talk whenever he wants to.
He steamrolls.
Yeah, but I felt kind of really comfortable. And it was, the feeling I had afterwards was, who is a bigger guest than that?
Yeah.
Like, is there somebody bigger than that?
Obama.
I don't think he is now.
Fuck out of here.
I would love to sit down with Obama. Don't get me wrong.
Fuck out of
But like, I don't think he's bigger. I don't.
fucking crazy.
This is lenses. This is lenses.
Nah.
I think if you go back during Obama's heyday, of course, he's the most famous person on the planet. But I think now, I don't think Obama's bigger than Trump.
I think he still controls the party.
I agree with you. But in terms of like worldview right now, I think because Trump is running for president,
Number of
he's
headlines
more relevant.
that this podcast generated versus, I mean, I would love to have Obama. I would fucking love it. But yeah, number of headlines, I think Trump is just going to garner more headlines. He just is an attention-grabbing human being.
Son,
He
you
says
heard that?
the thing
Oh,
that gets
they said you
attention.
can't do numbers.
Do I think?
That's what they're saying. They said, let's get and see.
Prove us wrong. I would
Yep.
love to be proven wrong. Come on. I would love to be proven wrong. I think we'd have the best interview with him. I think I walked out feeling like we had the best interview you can have with Trump.
Yeah, I think it was his best interview.
And I thought we asked, for the most part, what we wanted to ask. I think all of us probably had one or two things we would wish we could have gotten in. But again, you're finite time. He can steamroll. You want to make sure he knows this is a friendly space or like a friendly enough space. We're not just trying to do gotcha moments, dunk on you. All things considered, I just walked out being like, that was great.
Yeah, I felt really good about it. I feel really good about it. It is a tough thing to pivot out of conversation about politics now because I feel like it's the only thing that America cares about probably for the next month. And then we'll move on pretty quickly unless there's another like event. Hopefully there's not.
Yeah.
But if there's a peaceful transfer of power, then Americans get back to caring about sports or whatever else is, actually important in our everyday lives. But everything gets viewed, through these lenses right now. So
Yeah.
it's like, what are we going to talk about? The fucking Jets game?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is important to you guys right now? Mark had a kid. None of us want to hear about
Yeah,
that
who
shit.
gives a shit? Who fucking cares, bro?
Should have had the kids.
Yeah, right?
Yankees and the Mets are in the playoffs.
Yo, nobody cares about that shit. Listen, I try to. Mark is so ready to be out. I tried to tell Mark, I was like, listen, he's not coming on the road this week, and I'm like, but the next weekend after, we only have one. We're going to Utah. There's 2 shows. Like, it's a far trip to go for one day. If you want to just take another week off, that's totally fine. And Mark looks at me, he goes, I'll be there.
You try to reverse psychology me.
I go, you don't need to. You can be
This
with
is
your
your fault.
family. You
This
can
is
be
your
with your
fault.
new
You're
child.
making me a bad dad. I was trying to be a good dad with my child, and you were like, "Oh, just stay home." Hey, you know what,
you're
Mark? You just
fucked
stay
up.
home. And now he's gonna grow up without a father.
Ready? Watch this. If it was up to me, I would stay home.
I'm fucking staying home. I'm not fucking leaving.
His wife's gonna see this like, you had the chance to stay home.
Mark's reading the reviews of the show. He's like, that Derek Poston guy's killing it.
He's doing so good.
Derek, you crushed, bro.
No,
you crushed.
come
Oh
on.
my God,
Come
Milwaukee
on.
show.
Two-person
Derek,
show,
stop
dog.
it.
Two-person show is the way.
Two-person shows
It's the
are
way.
nice, right?
It's the way. And I brought that up in the pod last week. Multiple people DM me like, yeah, I never even care how many people are on the show.
No,
I just-
that's not true.
No,
Damn, bro.
It's like a
Don't let them do
play.
that
You
to you.
need first, middle, ending.
That's what we think.
Yeah.
No,
They
that's
don't
what.
care.
It's the natural order. It's the
They're
cosmic.
probably like, damn, we got out in a more timely fashion.
No.
I thought this shit would go longer.
Oh my God, Derek, your new stuff is so fucking funny.
Wait, what
too.
new stuff?
Oh my God,
What
let me
new
look at
stuff?
that camera too.
What new
Derek,
stuff?
your new stuff is so fucking
What-
good.
can we
It's
cut this out?
incredible.
Can
we
we cut
just
this-
had you do double the time.
Let-
Fucking murder.
No, let's cut this out. Come on, let's cut it out. What new stuff? What
But
new
no,
stuff?
tell us about your
What-
kid that sleeps all day. Like, what is the?
Greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Who needs a career, right? Like, why does it even matter if I'm doing comedy ever again? You know what I mean? Like, nothing matters. you know?
100%.
No, it's great.
And
Best time of my life.
What's
Never
the
been
thing you're
happier.
doing? You're like rubbing beef oil on you or some shit like that?
No, it's beef tallow. Okay, it's
Don't say that like it makes it more normal.
it's not beef oil.
Like, we're misunderstanding it now.
It's
all
beef
cleared
tallow.
up.
Okay. No, it just rejuvenates your skin. It
Fucking
makes you look
perfect couple
younger.
over here.
I mean, I've never looked younger.
What are you talking about?
I've been letting my body of beef tallow,
But why? For what reason?
so I can look good for my son.
Wait, why do you want to look good for your son?
No, I've just been using it because the last couple of weeks I got a jar. Alicia's been using it, and I was like, let me try, and I like how it makes me feel.
Why? What is the purpose of it?
Yeah.
Is what we're asking you.
It's like it
Fucking idiot.
moisturizes your skin, makes you feel good.
Oh, it's like mud.
Yeah. You know. Yeah.
Indians have never beaten these mud allegations. Every day I get a new video. It's kind of crazy. We need to put a stop to it.
Yeah.
Why? Our skin is fantastic.
That is true.
Fucking A, they do
Yeah,
incredible
Y'all could
skin.
use some mud, be honest with you.
We do the mud masks.
Yeah,
Do the mud
literally.
bath. Y'all do mud baths.
You go to the Dead Sea, what do? Mud it up. White people take their trucks, what do? Mud it.
Mudding.
You know what I mean?
But y'all got to get out of the car and do the mudding. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, we're just scared.
Yeah. I mean, beef tallow is just as crazy to me.
Yeah, to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, to you.
I feel like you did this shit to offend me twice, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, do you have any observations on being a dad, on having a kid?
I texted you a bunch.
On Camp Gagnon, you can see all of them.
Come on. No, we can share it here.
Go listen
Come
to
on.
Camp Gagnon this week.
No, you want to talk about it.
No.
This is how much I know he wants to talk about it because he was like,
tell us right now. Top 5 conspiracies about being a dad.
there are a lot of conspiracies. The medical industry is lying to you. Okay.
Watching him go down this one is fun.
Medical industry is lying to you.
Go. What is this one?
And God is great. Just remember both those
No,
things.
it is great. You went back to church for the first time in a while.
I did. Didn't
And how
bring the
was it?
kid though.
Oh, why not?
He was
You want to
crying.
get fucked?
Why
Still not
risk
all the way
it?
back in.
Yeah,
Still not all the way back
What
in.
is my thought?
You need to vet it, right?
Yeah.
You need to see who's really here. What's up with these altar boys? Why they-
Scope it
why their
out.
hands shaking?
Bro, it's so funny talking to the guy that does like the collection basket. I was talking to him after about church, and he was like, it's just this old guy, Italian dude. He's like, oh, back in the 80s, this thing was packed wall to wall. You couldn't even get a seat. Now it's just fucking 6 homos and a homeless lady. I'm like, what? He's like describing the church. He's like, this whole thing's gone to shit.
Really?
Yeah, he was pissed off.
Did you ask him if he knows who the best tippers are?
What do you mean?
He does the basket, right?
Tiding.
Okay.
Tip it.
Yeah, you tip it. You're like, you did a good job, guys, or whatever. You know,
Fire sermon.
but that is kind of what it is, right? It's like, yo, God, this week you did a
That
good
is
job.
what
I'm
they'll
alive
say in the
again.
South, though. Why to waiters? They'll be like, "Why do I have to give you 15% if I only give God 10?"
That's kind of fun.
Bars. Because God doesn't know about inflation, okay? That's one of the
There was
biggest
a comic from Dallas. I forget what he was. He said he's a waiter, and that's what he'd hear a lot. And then he would say to them back, "Because one of us is real."
Disrespectful.
Damn. Rude.
And
Damn.
wrong.
Yeah.
So tell us about your
No,
experience.
I didn't ask
in
him about the
church.
tipping situation, but he did come up to me with the fucking stick 8 times with the basket on it. Like,
How much did you tip? You just had a kid.
they didn't do tap. If they did boop, if I could tap to pay, then I would have. But
You just had a child. Your first time back in
I
the
didn't
job.
bring cash. I'm not gonna keep. I'm not gonna have cash on my kid. It's so dirty and
Where did you
nasty.
think you were
So he
going?
gets paid minimum wage, bro.
well, my kid does not
paid
get
on-
paid.
No, God gets paid on tips, bro. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fucked
not
up.
gonna carry money, put it on my hand, and then touch my child. Okay.
Yeah, you could just wash your hands. You fucking
You put
nincompoop.
beef grease on you.
There's nothing more natural. There's nothing more natural than beef grease, okay? And he's come to love the smell, for the record. He takes a nap on my chest and wakes up and just pulls his whole head away. It's fucking just down.
Like you're sleeping on leather.
Yeah, dude, like he's on a slip and slide. It's insane.
Why are you giving your kid facial?
That is
This shit is crazy.
Okay, are you allowed to make decisions for the child yet, or
Too many.
what?
Just give me the kid. She's like, I'm gonna take a shower. If he starts crying, just don't tell me. I'm like, okay.
How the fuck do you get that? I feel like I'm a kid. My wife don't let me do shit with this kid. I gotta ask her, like, can I give her a dried cranberry? And my wife would be like, half of one. Wait, so you just get to do whatever you want with your kid?
Whoa, not whatever I want.
Where's
okay?
your brain going?
I'm not gonna give him a
Cat's the place.
cranberry. I'm not gonna give him a cranberry. He can't eat yet.
Okay, fair enough.
But no, I ask. I'm just like, I don't know, but I ask shit. But neither of us like really know exactly what to do. You're kind of
She
figuring it
knows
out.
everything. She has read every single book.
Yeah.
She has watched every single video. They know every single thing that's going on with this
I think
kid.
it kind of helps to freestyle though. If you go in too prepared, then you only know like 4 different ways. Like
Yeah.
he was crying the other night, and I was like, "What if you do this with him?" And I just like kind of put him kind of down, shook him a little.
Yep.
And he stopped crying.
Yo, can I say this about real quick? They say that, and this is a very important thing to say. Shaken baby syndrome is a thing where like the babies could die when they get shaken
My
too
kid
much.
loves it.
But here's the thing: we never talk. No, that's the point I'm trying to make. We don't talk about how much fun it is when you shake. They love being
They
shaken.
love it.
So I almost have a little empathy for the people who shake them to death because before death it was like a roller coaster. It
Yeah,
was like the
exactly.
most fun they've ever had.
It's like ODing.
Yes, like
Yeah.
you're just like dancing with them and they're just giggling and you're like, well, I do this even harder.
Exactly.
And then catastrophe.
Yeah, you got to stir them. I do more stirring,
I
just kind
feel
of
you.
kind of moving them around.
Yeah.
But no, it's been awesome. You asked me what my thoughts about fatherhood are, and I sent you a text of maybe 10 or 12 different thoughts.
Let's just pretend he didn't read it.
And then-
Just say
No,
that.
what did I say?
And then he just responds and goes, "Yeah, man, just feel everything." I was like, all right. I agree.
Well, no, let me read it.
I'll pull it up.
Okay.
These are some of the initial thoughts I had. First off, I had this crazy thought. We had the baby in the apartment.
That's
Yes.
a long
Crazy.
motherfucking
I know.
text, dog.
It's
That's crazy.
You're crazy.
Yeah, no wonder.
Bro,
he
ain't
didn't read
nobody
it.
reading that shit. I'd have said the same thing back.
It looks like
just
that.
feel
Tell you what I
everything.
really said back. He sends me this long ass text. I go, yo, do me a favor. Check out this edit that I sent.
Nah, that text looked like you arguing with your girl, right?
Yeah.
I was feeling
That's
a
what
lot
it
of
is.
things, bro.
She writes that whole shit.
Oh,
like,
wait, you were what?
Yeah.
You were what?
I was feeling it.
That's why I said feel what you gotta feel, man.
I was feeling it.
I didn't want to. In that moment,
Let's just do a word count comparison.
no.
Like, let's just see how many words you wrote, Andrew, versus how many words
I'm
Andrew
trying to
wrote back.
find it, bro. That shit is deep.
It's so far.
Oh, here we go. I got it. Oh, wow. Okay, this
So
is a
it
lie.
don't fit the iPhone screen.
Yeah, it's a lie. It's
It
too
don't fit
much.
a
It's
This
too
is
much.
actually a lie.
It's
He
too
wrote
much.
this long ass gay thing, and I said, these are all great. Write down all the thoughts. I go, they will change. You'll forget some will grow stronger. Good to reflect on all the moments.
I didn't read that shit.
That is
know. I don't know what
100% saying I didn't read that. 100%.
But a nicer way to say it, though.
Yeah.
It is a nicer
Hey,
way to
these
say it.
are all
Very
great.
thoughtful.
Yeah,
Anytime anybody says these are all great, he didn't read none of them.
Yep.
No.
Probably none of them are great.
Okay.
No, some of them are great.
Actually, I really wish
skimmed
that
it
I
a
didn't
little bit.
read any of them so that I could, because that is the funniest thing. But what I remember experiencing in the hospital while like your wife's asleep with the baby's asleep and you're just by yourself and you feel like everything is on a million, right? Like every sensation is times 100. You like, and you have all these ideas and everything's going through your head. And I started to write some down, and I wish I just wrote every single thing I thought down because you forget them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you talk to any parent, and the feeling they had when your kid was like 3 months, and when they're not, they're completely different. So in that moment, I didn't want to influence anything. I didn't want to be like, yeah, but what is it like when it's like that? I just wanted you to have, you know, unadulterated, is that the word? Unadulterated feelings, and just, remember them all and enjoy that moment. That's why I didn't want to impact it.
No, I knew that. I knew that. I'm just messing with you. But it was a beautiful thing. Your emotions definitely do come online in a way that's like insane. Like it's like the closest thing is doing drugs.
Yeah.
Like doing mushrooms and then afterwards you're like, oh wow, I see the world in a different way. But it's like a clean high that doesn't really go away.
Yeah.
Like it's like just natural.
What has been the hardest thing?
I just adjusting the schedule. Like adjusting to like time and like you when you get married now you have like a different time commitment. And you can't just do whatever you want. You kind of have to be like, hey, babe, I'm going to be out. And she's like, yeah, go ahead. But you got to like check in. And then when you have a kid, it's like that times 5 where it's like, hey, I'm going to go out. She's like, you can't because we got to do this. And you're like, all right.
This is the first time Mark can't do whatever the fuck he wants to do. It's
Yeah.
really shocking. It's a shock to the system for him.
Motherfucker was getting drunk the other night.
I know he's still doing it.
I got overserved. That's not my fault. Okay.
Oh, God.
Just went out with his family. His brother's coming up to town to help out with the baby. They just go and get fucking shit faced.
Well, we had more help.
bars.
Sister-in-law was there. She was helping out.
Oh, she was.
Exactly.
You guys are doing a great sober October, I see.
Whoop is having another girlfriend. It's
Thank
really what
you.
it is, bro. It's
Yeah.
just, oh, you went to bed so late and you've been drinking so much and you never fucked me. And it's like, why is that on the app? It's fucking weird.
No, they fuck all the time. They,
But it's wild, bro.
there's so much sex. You have so much sex once you get married, dude. And have a kid, it goes up like 1,000,000 times. Like whatever. Listen, a lot of people talk about like when you have a kid or whatever, you don't have sex. That's a lie. You fuck so much. I'm exhausted from all the fucking I've been doing. I haven't jerked off once in every hotel that I go to on the road. I haven't jerked off a single time in every single hotel. I feel bad for the people cleaning that shit up. I be grabbing pillows to wipe. I feel like, who is it, Alex? You grab whatever's there.
No, I just go on the other side of the bed that I don't step off.
I picked up the mattress. I just nutted in that shit. I didn't give a fuck. I'm getting friction.
Oh, man.
We interviewed a president last week. No, but shout out to the Marriott Bonvoy or whatever. And the cleaning staff.
That's your
Y'all are the
Lewinsky,
best.
bro. That's your Lewinsky.
Fucking Marriott Bonvoy.
Bon boy.
The cigar on the mattress and just twisted it.
Yeah.
God bless.
But yeah, dude, breast milk is fire.
Oh, did you enjoy?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight out the tip?
How much you drinking?
Just a little sip. Not at the tip, out of the little cup.
Yeah.
Out of the
I feel
out of
like
the
at
tip
some
feels a little
point-
weird.
Nah.
Because that's his. Like, I don't want to double dip. You know what I mean?
Don't it seem like Marty's the kind of guy who would just drink breast milk instead of regular milk? Like
The health benefits, you would have no idea. First off, not pasteurized, which you don't need to do that with milk if you drink within 2 weeks. That is actually true.
I loved it. Let's
they
go.
basically purify milk.
Baby.
It's like shelf stabilized. It has no nutrients in it. That's why it gives everyone fucking eczema. All right, just look into it.
Yeah, I've actually heard this. Exact
I'm selling unpasteurized milk after all my shows. If you want to see me, I'm in
merch.
Pottstown.
Gagnon merch.
See me in Pottstown. We have unpasteurized milk. Come and join us.
Sitting out.
We got beef juice.
When can we see the baby, yo?
Soon.
Is it like cool for us to come? You know.
If you came to McSorley's last night, we were there.
Wait a minute, did she bring the baby up?
No, she didn't go out. We did go to a restaurant, and the baby just chilled with us and slept the whole time.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Said I went to Apple Store. I just saw the dude. He was like, "Oh shit, Mark was just in here with his baby." I'm like,
I wanted to show him the Vision
"Dude
Pro
is like
too.
2 weeks old. How the fuck is he out there?"
Oh my god.
That shit makes me uncomfortable because I'm chilling with the baby. I'm doing all the shit with him, walking around, and people are like, "Yeah, that is too new to be out." Like, he just got here. Why is that kid even out the house?
Son.
And I look at him like, oh, my wife told me
I
to
didn't
go
bring
for a
my
walk.
dog out for a month. This motherfucker's out here 2 weeks.
We were drinking. The kid, look.
This guy is crazy.
I remember
Bro.
my daughter first seeing sunlight 6 months in. She said, "What the fuck is this?"
No, I got parenting advice from a close source.
Yes.
Okay,
Mom?
said Casey Anthony, and she said, let your kids going into your life. Okay, so just fucking. Unfortunately for the kid, we like to get shit faced McSorley's on Saturday, and so the kid's part of it. Like we just go to the restaurant, we put the kid strapped to my chest.
I love bringing the baby everywhere.
Yeah.
I am very Arabic in that way.
Yeah.
I feel like Arabs do that the best.
I wouldn't make that an Arabic trait.
Yeah, that's what the Arabs are known for.
Strapping shit to their chest. I know it's sensitive.
Dub really enjoyed that.
I know,
Did you
right?
see
I know.
Dub? Oh, not only did he laugh, he like slapped the table. He wanted all of us to know he found it funny. Okay? No, but I feel like Arabs, and Dub is kind of an Arab. I feel like Arabs, they take the babies out, you know, especially when it's like Ramadan. You see the whole family out. It's like midnight and the kids are running around. It's awesome. I love
And it's
it.
also so hot in the fucking day that you go out at night.
That is also probably something to do with it. But I think culturally they just take the whole family ever. You say the Indians do that too. You
Yeah,
say,
but I didn't know this young. We're not going to bars and getting drunk. We go to each other's houses and get drunk.
fair
You know
enough.
what I mean?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like taking the baby everywhere. I wish that
do
the
think
baby was
there's-
in that room right now.
what I'm
It'd be
saying.
so
I do
cool
think
stuff.
there is something to not overprotecting and not all, but it's just very funny to bring the kid to the fucking Apple store where it's constantly jammed.
Have you seen the Vision Pro 2? That's my question. I feel like you're not even considering.
I don't think he saw the Vision Pro 2, to be honest.
He was
with you.
asleep, but
I
if
think
he had
it's
been
his
awake-
first- I don't even think he has vision. I don't think he has all his senses.
He's
yet.
mostly seeing black and white. He's got dog vision
He's
for the first
15
3
days
weeks.
old, dude.
He's 14. Okay, don't age him. Jesus, he's been doing beef tallow. He looks 7. Okay, he looks unbelievably young.
Yo,
You'd be shocked how good he
honestly,
looks.
Mud, he looked 5.
Yeah, for real. He doesn't look a day over a week. It's awesome. But yeah, dude, we did the Homebirths, which that shit should be illegal. That shit was crazy.
At what point during the home birth are you like, why the fuck ain't we at a hospital?
I was getting gaslit. I mean, no, it worked out amazing. My wife is a midwife that does home births, and it was fine. But like, there's part of it where you're like, this
Do you
is
think when
crazy.
you just said that, the audience was like, oh, phew.
Oh, his wife is a job from the 1600s. Okay, fine. Yeah, you're good.
You're safe.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
But like,
Was there any point where you're like, we need to go to a medical facility?
no, not that I was actually concerned, but like, when I look at the midwife, I'm like, is this fine? She's like, yeah, we're good. And I was like, all right. Like, we're like 20 hours into this. We're just in the
No,
house.
epidural's also fucking
Crazy.
No, that's insane.
Not even an
insane.
option.
That's insane.
Well, did I tell you this? That I stubbed my toe during the labor?
Yeah.
And I had to tell her, I'm like, I stubbed it, pinky. And she was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Yeah, it was
She's
fucking
got a
awful.
head and a shoulder coming out of her vagina. Just waddling over to get you a Band-Aid.
Yeah, but no, it worked out great. Everything's fine. No issues. We labored outside.
What does that mean?
So like 20 hours in, baby's coming, the 8 centimeters, okay? And the midwife is like, you know what? You guys should go for a walk. And I'm like, all right, let's
Oh, yeah, get things moving.
get things, yeah, I guess. Or maybe they wanted to take a nap. I don't know what the reason was, but we went outside and we just
I'm
went.
tired of smelling your fucking beef tallow.
So what happened? Where do you walk?
To a local taco stand.
And you ate?
No, we didn't eat. We didn't eat. But at 6 a.m, we just like walked up.
That's the crazy part.
I'm just saying, she's about to be pushing. You know what? Diarrhea flying out as well. The last thing I'm eating is tacos.
It gets things moving. It gets things moving.
I mean, the Latinos know how to deliver.
That's what I'm saying. Right? You got to
Very
trust them. But no, we just like walked around. She would have a contraction every couple blocks.
Wow.
In front of the church, just screaming. God, why did you do this? And then people on the street walking past us, like 3 golfers, see us, and they're like, "Have a good day." I was like, "All right, see you guys." I thought we were gonna get robbed. I was like, the idea of getting robbed on the street with the baby on its way out would have been fucking crazy.
Yeah, what do you do in that moment? Because you want to prove to your wife that you can protect her.
Yeah, that was tough.
But at the same time, she's like having contractions. You kind of just got to cough it up.
Yeah, be like, you want a baby?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you very like sweet with the child, very like kind and cuddly with
Yeah.
it? Or is it, okay.
Yeah.
There's no part of you yet where you're like, okay, I got to make him a man.
No.
Okay.
No, he'll figure that shit out. Yeah.
I don't know. I have a daughter, so like I've only been gay. Like all I do is I just like jump around. Like I feel no pressure at all to like make the kid tough.
Yeah.
Like if anything, I want to show her like the sweetest side of a guy because she's going to deal with the asshole shit her whole life. But I imagine with a son,
And she should know what not to put up with. Like,
Exactly.
if this isn't what I'm used to, I'm out.
yeah, like she knows that this is something that exists out there. But I imagine with a son, and I don't know, but I imagine there's a point where you want to be like, all right, stop crying. You just fell. It's going to be okay. Or there's like a little bit of a toughen up thing.
yeah.
My dad wasn't like that with me at all, but I also still like this regularly.
No, I just nurture him. I just love him. It's great. He
That
sleeps
is the
great.
thing that scares me about having a son, because just like my little cousins who were guys, I was so fucking like, shut up. Like I had no softness for them whatsoever. But my little cousins who are girls or whatever, it's like completely soft, complete. Like this, I have no issue. Like you said,
Yeah.
this is easy. With a guy, I have no patience.
Yeah, when can you start like roughhousing with a kid?
Immediately.
Yeah, I kind of am doing that now. We go flying. I just put
Andrew
him on
actually
my
told
arm.
me you should just shake the fuck out of him, right?
Yeah.
You stir them, okay? You can't shake them.
Yep.
Just a little gentle rock.
Give him a 007.
Yeah. But yeah, it's awesome. I was thinking, how crazy is this? When you're born, how about this? When you die, what is the stereotype of how you die? What do people say you see?
A light.
You go into the light. And when you're born,
You go into the light.
bro. Cut this.
Didn't you grow up in the South?
I was like, all right, where is it?
But that is crazy though. Maybe death is ultimately the great rebirth. Think
was
about it.
Yeah, no shit.
3
Hindu.
days ago.
Okay, but I'm finally getting on board. Then maybe the light is just the pussy of the universe. You know what I mean? You're just flying through it. Think about it.
This is why I said feel all the feels.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you just gotta let them get it out. Process them all. You say it to your friends, they start shitting on your theories about life, and then you feel insecure when you just had the greatest moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't want you to have that.
Nah,
Yeah, I
he wants
appreciate
you to write it down so you can remember the stupid shit you said.
The thing that did blow my mind was the reflexes. Like when you're born, did they do all the reflex testing with your daughter?
No.
I'm pretty sure they did because I think they have to do it at the hospital.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Legally, they have to.
Nope. They gave her to me. She tried to latch onto my nipple, and I was like, "We not making you a lesbian immediately."
Wait, what?
She did. She went right for my titty
How would that make her
because
a
I was eating
lesbian?
bread. I was eating so much
Why would
bread.
that make her a
How's
lesbian?
that
I don't know. It's like the negative numbers or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, I could do that. Yeah. That's a good point. No, they do these reflex testings where they're like, all right, the kid has a reflex to walk. They put him down and his legs will go like this and they'll start to walk. And they have a hanging reflex where they know how to hang on to shit. They can hang.
That's crazy.
And then
that
like,
grip, they can do like pull-ups.
yeah,
Like somehow we get weaker.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then they have like a startle reflex. You put them down, they startle. They have a foot reflex where like you rub their foot and like their toes grab it, or no, their toes go out, and then it switches at like a couple months. And it's like all that shit is just programmed in there, just baked in, downloaded on the hard drive.
Yeah.
Right when you buy it. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I don't think I. My wife was just bleeding out, so I was trying to make sure she didn't die, and then I would have to take care of my baby all by myself.
that's a good
I was like,
point.
"Yo, you got that with the toes? All right, good. I'm gonna go cauterize this woman real fast."
That is a good point. The neighbors were freaked out though.
Wait, why? Because they heard the screaming.
Yeah, they left us a gift, which is very nice.
What was it?
It's a baguette.
Nice.
Yeah, they're French.
Yeah.
And so they gave us a little baguette.
Yeah.
And-
When is like the official? We get to see the baby party.
But I don't know. This weekend, fuck it.
But it
I don't. Do you do like an event?
different. Moms are different with things. So like Emma was very, it was hard for us to get pregnant. She was very concerned. And so I think she was really protective, and I didn't want to. Immediately, I'm like, let's show the world the coolest thing that we've ever made. And she was very much like, okay, I'm worried about the baby getting sick or something like that. So I'm like hesitant to put any pressure on you to, share the baby with us.
No.
But now I know that you're taking him on the subway 3 days out.
Yeah, doing petty crime.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's fine. No, I'll bring the baby in. That'd be awesome. As long as everyone washes their hands and don't touch them and shit.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't have to worry about you guys getting him sick because Akash already got me sick. And then I was around
How
the kid.
got me sick?
So, yeah, we're already fucked. Okay? Long story short.
Did the baby get sick?
No, baby's fine. Baby's breastfeeding. Mom has antibodies. It all gets passed through. God has a great plan for this, okay? And ultimately, I think more people need to go to confession and start going to church and just be on fire for Christ.
Yeah. Okay, Miles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't have a baby.
Miles has been pissed about the baby. Miles and my cat, they're both just like, so what the fuck am I supposed to do?
What am I?
Oh yeah, how useless are the pets now? It's kind of sad, right? You don't even they're just like a surrogate for your love, and the second you have something to actually love, you're like, get away.
Yeah.
My God.
No, but a cat is more petty.
It sounds so bad, because every day I come home and my dog is so excited to see me, and I'm just like, get the fuck out of my way so I can see my daughter. I feel so bad. I really, there's a little part of you feels guilt about it, but they are the best. They're just every day the dog keeps showing up, knowing that they don't get as much love as they used to,
Not
and
my
they don't
cat.
change
The cat's
Not
even
my cat.
a little
My
bit.
cat's been throwing up nonstop out of attention, just puking all over the fucking house. Yeah, no,
Those are the best, dude.
They are the best. I think, they are the best.
My kid and
So
the cat are
selfless.
going to come around, I think.
Oh, are they beefing a little bit?
Just, the cat kind of stares at him, and
I
just
would
the second he
never have
cries,
a
the cat runs away.
Oh,
Freaked out. But I think eventually, as the kid gets older, the cat will eventually die, and then they'll be harmed.
They don't die. They don't die.
And that's not true.
Dude.
They
Cats
don't
live.
die.
Really?
Cats fucking
They
live.
escape, and then that's just
escape.
what it is.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, it's been great.
All right. Well, first of all, Mark, congratulations. Obviously, very excited for
And I
you.
want to say thank you guys for being just so supportive and kind and very sweet. Just not only with logistical work shit, but then
Guys,
just
thank you
also-
so much for
No,
watching
come on, I was
Flagrant.
being really sweet there.
appreciate you.
Okay.
No.
But just logistically work shit, and then also just the outpouring of love has been very sweet. I
Absolutely.
genuinely am very grateful.
We're very excited for you. We're very proud of you, and it's going to be a very cool future that we're all living in with President Donald J. Trump.
Okay. Wait, what?
I mean, with Madam Vice President Kamala, with whoever wins, the best person will win.
Yeah.
Yes.
Surely.
Yeah. Yeah.
An educated populace will definitely make the best decision.
You can always trust the people to make
You
the
can
right decision.
always. I mean, isn't that democracy?
Yeah.
I mean, what did Socrates say? Oh, he said they're too stupid to vote. Yeah. So maybe not what he said, but we believe in the America. We believe in George Washington, whose mom was Albanian.
Yeah, Catholic.
Catholic. First president of the United States of America was a Catholic.
Shouts out.
That.
Yeah.
Can you say that word?
Yeah, I think so.
Soon.
It checks out, right?
Flagrant, thank you guys so much for rocking with us. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Peace.